Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode we took some damage from a long Tom shot, and we need to get this handled. Let's move up this crossbow, although I don't think it matters. And we're going to, of course, take our financial report here. That'll be absolutely fine, and we're going to grab Extravagant here. This is costing us 2.5 million C-bills per month, which is a fair amount of C-bills per month. There's no doubt about that. We're going to continue to cruise on forward here, though, and get back our injured mech warriors. We'll let this guy keep working with a stock medium laser. We got a medium laser exostar out of it? Okay, sounds good. So Gorgon is very happy about that, I'm sure. And we get a medium laser exostar out of it. So Magus is going to be back right now, and the Black Knight is finished now as well. So we're now ready to deploy, assuming that we didn't have any other internal damage that we didn't know about, but we didn't. We got that all handled on the Black Knight. So that looks absolutely fine. Let's hop on over to the barracks here and make sure that we don't have any training to do. Actually, Capo can get a point of tactics, which is absolutely wonderful.
I'm receiving you.
And GV can get a point of tactics as well.
Orders.
What else do we have going on
ya.
here?
Talk to me. I'm your spin. Waiting.
Romeo can get a point of piloting. That'll be okay.
Confirmed, Commander.
And what else?
Receiving you.
Rook, a point of guts, and a point of piloting as well.
Training.
Sure, that sounds absolutely great. Savarok, nothing at all.
Receiving.
Squire, nothing at all. And Weasel Cakes never seems to have an upgrade. He's getting very close, though, so that looks absolutely fine. Let's hop into the command center and find ourselves a mission. We'd like to make some money this month, no doubt about that. And honestly, a capture base in the Highlands. Only 4 skulls. 2.4 million C-bills. There's this 2.6 here. Who's the op for here? Comstar? There's going to be a lot of enemies. There is no free priority salvage. So I would prefer something with a free priority salvage. This is a battle against pirates. We only have time to load 400 tons. So this is going to be a significantly small unit that we would deploy here. But we know the enemy force will be limited as well. Again, no free priority salvage here. We've not been running into very many of those, to be honest. Free priorities, I mean. This is a destroy base here. This is, again, versus Comstar. Okay. I kind of want to just run this capture base, though. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just run this straight down the middle, 1.6 million. Hopefully we can in and out pretty quick here on just 4 skulls and get this done really quickly and cheaply and walk away with 1.6 million C-bills and very little repairs. That would be the ideal scenario, but this is RogueTech, so we'll see what happens. See you guys after the loading screen. Well, the loading screen went pretty quickly here, all things considered, so we're not really expecting all that much then, which is a good sign. That is exactly what we want. Although this is an inauspicious landing zone. I do not like the idea of that. We see the turrets, but no sign of the Comstar team. They're definitely going to show up. They're on patrol. The base is all the way up over there. I don't want to land here. That's for sure. We can land a lot nearer to the base, potentially using this as an LOS break in case of something like railgun turrets. That seems absolutely fine. Let's see what we've got. The Comstar team is definitely going to be back. But if we can eliminate the turrets without them, that would be a very good thing. So this is a heavy light Gauss emplacement, which is kind of oxymoronic. This is a heavy AC turret, this is a Gauss emplacement, and this is a sniper artillery emplacement. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
So we're going to put our archer up over this way. We're looking to get LOS on that sniper artillery emplacement.
Yes, Commander.
The Black Knight is going to head out over here to start working on some of these turrets. We want to get these turrets gone as soon as possible, at least the outlying ones. So next up would be our crossbow with the LRMs, which is going to position up over here. We may just, well, the sniper artillery emplacement has to go away.
Talk to me.
And we'll see what the others end up looking like. I'm going to take the crossbow X out over here and likely going to attack the Gauss emplacement with that.
Good to go.
The Epimetheus is going to make its way out over this way for the moment.
Copy that.
Okay, and then next up would be our Marauder positioning out over here.
On the move. Full speed.
Looks absolutely fine for the moment.
Waiting
The
for orders.
Nidhogg is going to move in this way. There's the facility. Still no sign of the Op4. Okay. We've got mechs inbound to our location. And it's the professional again. Okay. We're getting an active ping from the turrets. Yep. That is understood. And we don't know where that mech is, or those mechs, we should say. So there's a Gauss emplacement out over here. Right. We need to eliminate these turrets ASAP.
Commander?
So the Grasshopper is going to position probably up over this way for right now.
Yes, boss.
I'm going to put the Rifleman out over here.
On the move.
Then I'm going to put the Marksman SPG out this direction for the moment.
Yeah,
The Jerry-Rig Demolisher is going to head this way,
roger that.
as
That
is
will
the
be done.
Devastator. Okay, we're just kind of splitting our forces here and hitting the two sides simultaneously. Okay, so with that in mind, spawn protection has now been removed. So we need to move in
Okay,
our
help.
crossbow X here. I would like to take cover here. This is MRMs, and
that.
what do we have on that sniper artillery emplacement versus the Gauss? Actually, slightly higher hit odds on the sniper artillery emplacement. I'm going to burn improved MRMs on this because I do not want this thing to continue to exist. Okay, good armor damage on that. We nearly eliminated the
Waiting
armor.
for orders.
The crossbow is going to move up over here and is
Roger
going to
that.
drop missiles on the sniper artillery indirect. This is likely enough to kill it, but we'll see.
Engine target.
It kind of depends on how we roll. Ooh, okay. That was a lot of
Solid connection
armor
on that
damage. A
one.
lot more armor hits than I expected it to be there.
I'm here.
Well, the Grasshopper can move up over here, and we're
Onward.
going to fire at this heavy AC turret with our autocannon.
Locking on.
Doing 100 damage. Perfect.
Waiting for
Next up is our Black Knight, which really does want to position somewhere out over here.
orders. Rolling.
So we'll be able to fire at the light Gauss emplacement or at the heavy AC turret, and we'll fire at the heavy AC. 78 more damage into that. Looks good. Okay.
What can I
Next
do
up
for ya?
would be our LRM Archer. That sniper artillery turret absolutely
Coordinates
has to
received.
go away.
Time to die.
Okay, it's gone. Beautiful. So now we can focus fire
Bye-bye.
on the turrets that can actually hit us.
Yes,
So
boss.
our Marauder is going to position somewhere out over this way. I think this is fine.
Moving
And
out.
we're going to fire on that heavy AC turret.
Firing.
One of those shots went very badly, but the other was okay.
How's it
At this
going?
point, I'm going to take the Nidhogg out over this direction, get 8 evasive. We're going to position it here. I'm
On my
not
way.
going to drop any bombs, but we're going to fire the heavy AC turret, or with the snub-nose PPC.
Firing.
Okay, nearly through the armor on that.
Ready for orders.
The Jerry-Rig Demolisher is now going to make its way up over here. I kind of like this 7 evasive.
Got it.
We'll position it there and fire on this Gauss emplacement. I'm not going to fire the eye rockets, but everything else. This is a completely fresh Gauss emplacement, so we don't actually expect to get through the armor here, but we'll see. Oh, especially not with that heavy rifle. Okay. So that's fine for now. We are chipping through that. Next up is going to be our Rifleman. The Rifleman does not get LOS without sprinting, but it does get LOS out over here.
Alright,
I
let's
expected
see
to be
what
able to
this
get
thing
some
can
out
do.
this way, but I guess we'll fire at this Gauss emplacement. Terrible PPC shots. We did manage to hit with the autocannon. The Epimetheus can position here, and that seems fine. And we're going to fire on that heavy AC turret. This is very likely a kill on it. Oh yeah, that should be a kill. Fantastic. So that's 50% of the turret's gone.
That turret is gone.
Next up is
I'm
going to be the
receiving you.
Devastator, and I'm going to take the Devastator out this way. And
On
we're
the
going to
way.
fire on that Gauss
Double tap.
emplacement.
Target acquired.
Good hits there, and it's gone. Beautiful. So they have one
destroyed.
unit left, and this is the heavy light Gauss emplacement. Now, I think that has LOS on one or two of our units. We'll see what that ends up looking like.
by.
The SPG is what we have access to right now, and that's going to drop artillery on that heavy light Gauss emplacement. Yeah, we're doing some base damage, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure our employers aren't going to mind. So they ended up firing on the Nidhogg there. They missed one of those light Gausses, but they did hit the other. So that's noted.
Waiting on you,
Next
Commander.
up is our Archer, and the Archer can step forward. What are our hit odds on that heavy light Gauss emplacement? Actually surprisingly low, but we'll soften it up a little bit. Looks good. Next up is our Black Knight. I'd like the Black Knight to make its way out over here
I'm going.
and get a nice clear shot on the heavy light Gauss emplacement.
Locked on target.
We missed the binary laser, which is sad. That was like 80% hit odds. Okay.
Yes.
Our rifleman at this point is going to need to head out over here. We have no idea where those mechs are going to be coming from, but they're definitely
I've got
going to
your
be
back.
coming. I'm going to move our crossbow X up,
Roger that.
and we don't have LOS, but that's okay.
Waiting for orders.
Next up is our Epimetheus Prime, which is going to position right here, and we're going to light up that heavy light Gauss emplacement. We could destroy it here,
Picked up.
and I think we will. And there it goes. Beautiful. So they only did 43 damage to our Nidhogg with their turrets. That's all they did there. Excellent. So next up, our Grasshopper is going to start advancing a little bit. We have no idea where the enemy mechs are or where they're going to come in from.
Let's see what this
So that is a concern. No doubt about that. The Marauder is going to advance up to this cover. We're going to try to mostly stick to cover where we can.
Ready for orders.
The Devastator is going to head out over here for now.
Going full throttle. Hey there.
And we can try to capture this with our Nidhogg.
Roger.
There we go.
What's up,
And the
boss?
Marksman SPG can just position about here for
Location
now.
confirmed.
And next up would be our Jerry-Rig Demolisher, which can also move in and capture the base.
On my way. Double time.
Okay, and the machine gun unjams as well. So we captured the base. But that did not end the mission. Okay, so we definitely know that there are enemies. We need to pacify the area around the base. I have
On my
no
way.
idea where these enemies might be.
Acknowledged. Moving to position.
For now, we're just going to keep sticking to cover where we can. The Marauder will head down over here, the Crossbow X up this way. The Epimetheus still needs to sink heat. I'm just going to brace it.
I'll do
And
what I
our
can.
Devastator can head up over
On my
this
way.
direction, with the SPG taking up position
Roger.
up here, and the Nidhogg may be looking to do a little bit of scouting out this direction.
On my way.
We're basically in the corner of the map here. So we're going to need to be looking at it in this direction. Okay, here's the reinforcements. Okay. So, with the reinforcements coming in over here, we need to rotate the map out over, like, not exactly this way, but pretty close. Okay, they're definitely firing on our Devastator there. I'm not sure we're going to be able to react with the Devastator at any given time. So we see that they have an Epimetheus, an Orion, a King Crab, another Epimetheus, and a Longbow. That's a pretty heavy lance, no doubt about it, but it's also only a single lance. So our Crossbow X can take up a position about here. They've already moved with their Epimetheus and their Orion. They've not moved with their Longbow, their King Crab, or their other Epimetheus at this point. So I do want to light up probably the Epimetheus Prime. Now, it is, I believe, in cover, but we'll see what we can get done here as far as softening it up goes. Okay, we definitely get some softening into that side arc. Next up is our Epimetheus, and this is not going to have much cover. We can position it about here with 5 evasive,
right.
and that's going to end up firing... Oh, the Epimetheus is the professional. No, wait. 3 of these are the professional. Okay, so that is noted. We're going to fire this on the Orion because that's our best hit odds.
Locked on target.
We do not hit the AC-20 there, but we do hit a smattering of missiles. So we soften up that Orion a little bit. Next up is going to be
I await
our
your
Black
command.
Knight. The Black Knight needs to advance up into
On the
this
move.
position,
Full
and
speed.
we'll fire on whoever we can. Probably going to end up being that Orion. And we should absolutely fire our binary laser in X2 mode.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Okay, we hit one of those binary lasers, so that'll do for now. Cool. So they're going to get to move now. They're going to move their longbow here. That's rocking dual LRM-20s. That longbow is a very good target for us. Once again, hitting that Devastator. Again, I'm not sure we'll ever be able to react with our Devastator. It's very likely that they just destroy it before the Devastator gets to move after we know where they spawn, which is sad, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to put our crossbow up over here, and firing on that longbow is really, really good here. The longbow has incredibly low amounts of armor, 525 overall armor here. So we're going to fire on that longbow and get it significantly softened. We're already through the armor on
I
it.
hit something good.
Okay, so phase 15, they're going to have 2 movers, and we'll see if they go for the kill on the Devastator, and if they get it, there is a chance that they don't. They go for the Epimetheus there. Okay, so that's a lot of damage out of that King Crab, which we knew was going to happen.
Don't like me at all.
I'm ready.
That's absolutely fine, though. I'm going to position the Grasshopper here, and we can continue to fire on that longbow, but the King Crab is almost certainly the target here. Yeah, the King Crab is the target.
Cry havoc.
Sadly, we missed our AC-20 and we didn't even stray shot, so that was a pretty bad shot, all things considered. The Epimetheus Prime gets to move now, and let's see where it goes. But we're going to get to respond to these guys pretty heavily. So that's a lot of damage into our Epimetheus Prime, which is unsurprising. Destroying 2 medium lasers, that's not a big deal. Honestly, I would rather that they shoot at the Epimetheus Prime than the Devastator there. So that sounds
Good
good.
to go.
Now we get to start responding to these guys. So our Archer is going to head out over this way.
Uh-huh.
And with that, we can fire on this longbow. And this is potentially a huge amount of damage to the longbow.
Here we go.
LRM-20 destruction on the longbow.
When I
That is
shoot you,
half
you'll
of its
take it
armament
and
gone.
like it.
So that's beautiful.
Commander.
Next up would be our Marauder, which is going to advance forward into this cover. And we're going to continue to focus our fire probably on that longbow. But hit odds are so much better on the King Crab that I think we'll start wow, I can't speak apparently. Chunking down the King Crab's armor. There we go. That's actually a decent shot there. I like it. And this is a really good spot for artillery and other splash damage, so that'll be okay. Our Rifleman wants to get into some LOS here, so we'll position it about here. And the only target it can shoot at here is the longbow. Nice. So that's a second LRM-20 destruction, or was that the same LRM-20? That was the same LRM-20. Okay. So next up is our Nidhogg. The Nidhogg is going to move into about right here, and I am going to drop our AoE on this Orion for maximum splash damage. So we're going to do exactly that. We're just going to completely nuke this Orion as much as we can.
Give them everything
Fantastic.
you've got.
So the Orion is gone, and that even core meltdown. So that's actually really bad for them. That did a whole lot. This longbow is incredibly close to gone, 12 HP. And the marksman is just going to drop an artillery right on top of there. Now, we could move the marksman up a little bit here, and I'm going to do that. It is being vulnerable to fire here, but this is going to increase our hit odds significantly. I'm going to fire the sniper artillery in direct fire mode.
Firing all weapons.
Okay. That's a knockdown on that longbow. Surprisingly, the longbow did survive. It has basically nothing remaining. Okay, so next up would be our Devastator. Now, I'd like to move the Devastator out this way. I want to protect its left side. So we're going to position it out here. I don't love this, though. Maybe we should back it off a little bit and protect its left side out this way instead. Yes, I'm going to do that. And from here, I kind of want to fire on the King Crab. We could potentially get a knockdown on him, but I don't think that's super likely. No point in firing precision ammo.
Firing on target.
Oh, we missed both autocannons. That is very sad. That was a 2/3 hit chance there.
Yep.
But I guess it's okay. So our jerry-rig demolisher is going to engage up here as a bit of a bit of bait, to be honest. And we're going to fire on that King Crab. I'm going to fire the eye rockets. We're going to fire the machine guns. We are just nuking this King Crab as much as possible. Okay, so that's foot destruction, and we significantly reduced its heating.
Come on, Neck Warriors.
Fantastic.
It's
So
go
this
time.
time they rolled much later. That means our Nidhogg gets to go again, and I'm going to move our Nidhogg up over here.
Got it.
We could fire on the longbow, or we could fire on the Epimetheus. The rear arc Epimetheus here is going to be very, very interesting because we are very close to getting rid of it. So we'll fire on that. Okay.
Let's do this.
Good amount of rear arc
But
damage
no
there.
ammo in multiple weapons.
Orders.
And next up is our jerry-rig demolisher, which we are going to move up to here.
Moving out.
I want to eliminate this longbow and just get rid of it. It needs to go. There we go.
Hard. Enemy
It
down.
is completely and totally gone. So next up is our Epimetheus. We probably just want to pull this back from the front line here. It took a lot of damage, and let's just pull that guy right on back.
Ready for
Our
orders.
crossbow can position up here and can fire LRMs into the Epimetheus, into the King Crab, or into the other Epimetheus. Our hit odds are best on this King Crab, and we could get a knockdown on it. Or we could just straight up kill it. So let's see what
All
we've
weapons
got.
go.
And it's out of here. Fantastic. We're cleaning this up
Enemy down.
very efficiently. No doubt about that.
Standing by.
Next up is our Black Knight, which can take up this position in cover, firing on the Epimetheus' side arc here. We do miss one of those binary lasers. In fact, we miss both, which is unfortunate.
Talk to me.
Next up would be our Crossbow X, which is going to move up over this way, and we're going to eventually fire on the Epimetheus. Well, actually, these hit odds are best on the Epimetheus Prime, but we could go side arc here into that weakened side. This Epimetheus is basically fresh, but we might stray shot it.
Aye, aye.
Okay, let's take this
Follow
angle
my
here.
lead.
We did get some weapon destructions
Back.
and possibly a knockdown. Yep, that's a knockdown. Fantastic. That looks good.
What
And
can I
next
do
up
for
is
you?
going to be our archer. So the archer is not really able to do anything in terms of getting LOS here. So I think we'll just move it slightly forward and then just drop some missiles on this Epimetheus and guarantee the knockdown on it.
Tell me what to shoot.
All we need to do is hit it like once.
Let's get fired up.
There we
There's
go.
work to do.
That should be a knockdown on the Epimetheus Prime. Wow, it wasn't? Are you already knocked down? Oh, I think he's already knocked down. I must have missed it. Okay. Well, our Devastator can come in up over here and position there, still protecting that left-hand side. And we can fire on that Epimetheus. Yeah, this is definitely knocked down. And do we want to fire precision ammo? Actually, yes.
Got it, Commander.
We still missed both of those. Oof, that was 70% hit odds. Okay, so this Epimetheus, the one that's basically fresh, is going to fire on our Devastator. Just 2 medium pulse lasers, though. That's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, its AC-10 was jammed, so that is good.
Yeah,
Next
come
up
on.
is our Rifleman, and we're going to position the Rifleman
Copy that.
here. Only one we can shoot at is this downed Epimetheus Prime, but light him up.
Copy that.
43% hit odds, and he's out of here.
Nick Warrior.
Fantastic.
Show
And then
them
there was
what you
one.
got.
So at this point, I want to hit the rear arc of this Epimetheus, I feel like. Yeah, that's absolutely the case. When do we end up moving our Nidhogg? Not until next round.
I await your command.
Okay, so the Grasshopper is not going to get any LOS here. We're going to position
Double
about
time.
here.
Let's go.
And the Marauder is going to close in as well.
All
That's
right,
not
double
going to get
time.
any LOS. Its Ultra AC5 did get unjammed,
Yeah,
though, so that's
yeah.
good. We can definitely use the Marksman SPG to fire on this Epimetheus, which we're absolutely going to do. This is actually direct fire LOS, which vaguely surprises me. But we get a little bit of front
Let's
arc
get this
damage
done,
there.
team.
We can do this. Let's
Okay.
go.
So next
I've
up
got your
is
back.
our crossbow. I like this positioning.
Aye, aye.
And this is not the greatest of hit odds in the world. Failed our sensor roll. This guy is probably running
Roger.
some sort of PCM.
SRMs are out.
Okay, we didn't quite make him unsteady there, but it was very close. He only has 2 evasive, though, so that's not shocking. Next up is
Waiting
going to
for
be
orders.
our archer, and I don't believe that the archer is going to achieve any sort of LOS here, but we
Moving
can
out.
definitely get this guy unsteady.
Roger that. Firing on target.
There we go. He loses his evasive, not like it was doing
to
much
go.
for him. But our crossbow can position about here, giving
On
us
my
an
way.
uninterrupted, clear LOS on that Epimetheus craft. Let's go. Structure exposure, and he actually went down from that. Engine crit into just pilot incapacitation, I guess. Sure. That's one way to take him down. I didn't expect him to go down to that shot. I expected it to take 2 to 3 more. But that's great.
Mission successful.
So that was absolutely clean. I have no problems with what happened there. We took very little damage except for the Epimetheus. Now, if we need to, we can always run the Bandersnatch instead of the Epimetheus. It's not exactly apples to apples, but we could definitely do that. It would shave off 5 tons from our drop weight. Or no, 10 tons. Epimetheuses are 85, aren't they? I believe they are. So that would be a pretty good thing to do, I feel like. So the question is, just how much damage is the Epimetheus going to require to, or rather, how much time is it going to require to repair? Definitely some, but is it worth doing that? I don't know. Oh, Epimetheus are 80, so it'll be a 5-ton differential. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, we could take like... These are some pretty garbage salvages, actually. We could just get some king crab parts. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Some longbow parts as well. That's, I guess, fine. Torso mount cockpit. Okay. Doesn't have an ejection system. I don't think we'll ever use that. A couple of clan sensors isn't the worst thing, though. And 2 rocket 15s might be useful at some point. Maybe. Those are more useful early game, in my opinion. But ultimately, we are definitely cleaning these guys up very quickly at this point. Right? Like, we tore into those guys and destroyed their entire lance of assaults in 2 rounds. That was incredibly quick. They had very little chance to respond. They didn't end up destroying our Devastator, which they could have. They chose to attack the Epimetheus instead, and that's definitely a trait that I've noticed with the AI in this game, is they really like to focus at Epimetheus. So offering it up as bait is very effective, really. 16 days for repairs, allegedly, on the Epimetheus. Okay, we're going to have to cancel that. It was only the Epimetheus that ended up taking damage, but we're going to have to cancel that one because we need to manually repair this guy. We'll refit that. The 2 medium lasers were destroyed, so we need to replace those. But that was all. And we might want to consider putting, like, heavy ferro on this. We might want to consider that. We do need to put 2 medium lasers back on, but we might be able to upgrade those, actually, at a certain point. Let's see what this would look like. So we know that we have better armor. We know that they really like to focus the Epimetheus. So what that would end up meaning is that we would go with, like, heavy ferrofibrous. So that would be minus 20% armor weight. No, I don't think this is the way to go. If we had armor that was damage reduction, absolutely. But we don't have that right now. That is a thing that exists in the game, but it is not a thing that we currently possess. So I think we'll just repair this as is without any significant changes. Oh wait, this is overweight. Ah. We'll strip out the armor and remax the armor. Yeah, that's where it should be. Okay, validate that and confirm. Cool. So we just had slightly too much armor on there because I did it in the wrong order. That's fine. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to deploy with the Bandersnatch instead of the Epimetheus, which will be kind of interesting for us, but we definitely want to get another mission done this month, Tick, and that would be great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.